Awesome.
Welcome to the April 14th, 2026 City Council meeting. Roll call, please.
Mayor Webb.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Washington.
Here.
Councilmember Londo.
Here.
Councilmember Sullivan.
Here.
Councilmember LaCure.
Here.
Moves us to the approval of the agenda.
Move approval of the agenda as revised.
Second.
And takes us any dissension, discussion. We have an agenda. Special presentation, Citizen of the Month, David Montessori. Is he here?
David.
You want to go down there, Andy, and present it? AKA Slasher Dave.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Oh, yeah, man, buddy.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
So, Citizen of the Month, this certificate is presented to David Monastery. This certificate is awarded in sincere appreciation of your exceptional dedication to the Hazel Park community, your selfless actions, neighborly spirit, and commitment to making the friendly city a better place, serve as an inspiration to all. I appreciate it. Dave, I met him when they were doing the Hazel Park Casual Bike Club, and he took that over and then calls it now the Hazel Park Pedals. It's expanded. We used to have like 12, 15, now they 25, 30 on and more. I love the posts. And then one day Dave mentioned to me he had an idea, and it was the Haunted Hazel Park Halloween Art Fair, which I just, hell yeah, it was great. Nobody's doing something like that, so I helped him with the city manager and the rec department and the arts council and everybody.
Thank you.
You've done great things.
I appreciate everyone.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Congratulations, Dave.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dave. And then we have the business of the month, Java Hut.
Java Hut. Anybody here from Java Hut?
Joe was here.
All right.
Sure.
Did you want to go down and present that one too, Andy? Yeah. His month. This month was Andy's month to pick.
Congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
I didn't even, I've seen Joe working in there and didn't know he was the owner. I know Jen that works there most of the time, and she lives in the city. He supports the local people. I love the sandwiches going there. I've tried to get everybody to go in there, but this certificate is presented to Java Hut Cafe in recognition of your exceptional service, entrepreneurial spirit, and unwavering dedication to the Hazel Park community. Your commitment to excellence helps make the friendly city a vibrant place to live, shop, and grow, and we are proud to honor your success and contribution to our local community. I appreciate it, Joe. Thank you. Take me on.
Thank you.
Thank you for having your business here in Hazel Park.
And it takes us down to the resolution for Autism Awareness Month. We have Luke would like to read this one.
Resolution to recognize April 2026 as Autism Awareness Month in the City of Hazel Park. Whereas the month of April is globally acknowledged as Autism Awareness Month, dedicated to increasing awareness, understanding, and acceptance of autism spectrum disorder. And whereas it is important to recognize and support individuals with autism by fostering a learning environment and community that embraces neurodiversity and promotes inclusivity. And whereas autism spectrum disorders are characterized by a range of challenges and strengths impacting social communication, behavior, and sensory experiences. And whereas raising acceptance and awareness about autism is essential in promoting early diagnosis, intervention, and access to appropriate resources and support. And whereas creating an inclusive and supportive environment for individuals with autism involves promoting understanding, empathy, and acceptance within schools, workplaces, homes, and communities. And whereas the city acknowledges the importance of fostering understanding and support for individuals on the autism spectrum and recognizing their unique social and emotional needs. And whereas creating inclusive and supportive environments that cultivate positive relationships, understanding, and empathy for all individuals, including those with autism, is considered integral to the health and welfare of the city. And whereas the city recognizes the ongoing efforts required to advance autism acceptance and awareness, contributing to the creation of a more compassionate and inclusive community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hazel Park City Council hereby recognizes April 2026 as Autism Awareness Month in the city of Hazel Park. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And it moves us to the civic announcements. Anyone have any civic announcements from the audience? I see that we have one from Catherine Ellswick and Margaret Donnelly.
And Elowitz, hello.
Yes, Catherine Eliwitz, 1485 East Pearl. I think Margaret may have been caught in traffic. So I will make this really quick because this is more her lead than me. So as I realized that she might not be here, I made myself a couple notes. So I'm winging it. So I'm Catherine Eliwitz. I'm from HPCAN, Hazel Park Civic Action Network. One of the events that we're really proud to sponsor and promote every year is the citywide yard sale. And this is an important event because it's an opportunity for our residents to make a little money, save some money, and also meet some neighbors and communicate with one another, be out in the community. This year, the sale will be June 6th and 7th. We aren't going to have a Friday sale this year. If someone wants to sell on Friday, that's fine. They can make a note in the map, and that's fine. Our goal this year is 150 sales, and we're hoping that we will meet that goal.
What were those dates again, Catherine?
I'm sorry, June 6th and 7th.
Edible entrance.
One thing we're trying to encourage neighbors to do this year is to talk to their neighbors on their block to say, hey, I'm going to do a sale and you should too, because we know that when there's more sales on a block, the more shoppers you're going to get. If you're one sale out by yourself on an island, you're not going to get as many shoppers coming your way. So we actually made it really easy. We created a little note that you could print off and send to your neighbors, sign your name, and that's it. You just have to pass it out. And that way you can kind of communicate with your neighbors and hopefully have a whole block full of sales and get a lot of shoppers. I will let you take it away.
I don't know what you said already, so that's not helpful.
Okay. Fair enough.
You should probably.
Fair enough. And we're also encouraging neighbors to communicate with one another during the sale as well. This is an opportunity to be out in our community, meet our neighbors, talk to each other. So it's not only just an opportunity to make some money, save some money, it's also an opportunity to make some friendly neighbors. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate you.
And any other civic announcements from the community? Seeing none, we'll take to civic announcements from the council. We have the annual firefighters bowling event at Universal Lanes this Saturday at 12 o'clock. I believe it's $25 a person, includes 2 games and some shoes. If there's any lanes left, come on up and enjoy the festivities.
Oh, yeah.
So, nothing else? We'll open up public discussion. Public discussion, anyone wishing to speak? There's your microphone. We got one here on a sheet, Shane Hudson, if you'd like to come up.
Good evening. My name's Shane Hudson. My wife Amanda and I live at 23131 Berdino. For the past 10 years, I have been heavily involved in animal rescue, and since purchasing our home here in 2020, I volunteered at least weekly at the Hazel Park Animal Control Shelter. I spent hundreds of hours caring for these animals, cleaning, feeding, trading, but more importantly, trying to give them some sense of comfort while they wait for a home and try to make them the best versions of themselves in preparation for their new homes. I've personally raised thousands of dollars for the shelter and have facilitated dozens of adoptions through my personal network. I've seen a lot of dogs come through that shelter, but a few months ago, one really stuck with me. She was found in the Kroger parking lot, skin and bones. She was supposed to weigh about 30 pounds, but weighed in at 10. She was covered in fleas and understandably scared of everything. We named her Larkin as we were on a Red Wings theme at the time. Womp womp. My wife came with me to the shelter one night while I was covering a shift for someone, and the first thing Larkin did was press herself into her arms. Not playful, not excited, just desperate for comfort. A few days later, we brought her home as a foster. Since then, we've watched her completely transform. She's gained weight and is even getting defined muscles from all the playing she does with her new pack. Her teeth have gone from brown to pearly white. Her coat and skin is healthy, and she trusts people again. She's found her home with us, but the problem is we can't keep her. Not because we don't want to, not because we can't care for her, but because we already have 3 pets, and the ordinance says that's the limit. I absolutely understand and support the need for limits, but situations like this fall through the cracks. Other cities have found a better way. In Sioux City, Iowa, for example, they have a 3-pet limit, but allow residents to apply for an excess pet permit. You have to prove you're responsible, vaccinations, no violations, and neighbor signature for approval. It gives the city oversight while allowing flexibility in situations like this. It creates accountability without forcing people into impossible decisions. Our shelter is a no-kill facility, but only up to capacity. When we're full, animals are sent to county where euthanasia for space is a reality. Even if a change like this only helps 1 or 2 more animals get adopted each year, that's 1 or 2 more lives saved that otherwise that might not have that chance. Right now, my choice is this. Do I follow the law and send her to a new home, or do I keep her with the pack she's grown to love? That shouldn't be the position responsible residents are put in when they have the means to care for another pet. I've spoken at length with ACO Thomas, and she fully supports exploring an amendment like this. I've also brought examples from Sioux City and be willing to help out any way I can. I'm asking you to consider creating a path for responsible pet owners and dogs like Larkin. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
Mr. Mayor?
Thank you. I've already talked to Shane a couple of times
Yeah,
about
Mr. Mayor, in the past, we've had situations where we have allowed the 4th dog if there's unique circumstances. Sometimes those unique circumstances meant somebody went into the military. Sometimes those unique circumstances meant that people inherited a dog due to the death of the family. Again, nobody's going to make you get rid of your dog.
I think you had a great suggestion of how
we can come up with
better vet the situation so there's able to have a 4th vet.
Right.
Dog.
Again, it's
vetting that out is great because you can talk to the neighbors and everything else. Makes the owner more responsible.
This is I think this would fall into our unique situations. We've done that in the past. So I mean, you can amend the ordinance if you want, but we've just done it informally in the past.
I think it'd be nice if we'd make the amendment formally so people know.
We can do that.
When they look it up that there's an option.
But again, it's not a given. There's usually a reason. And
if it's written correctly, I think we have the right option.
Right. It's got to be a unique or special circumstance. And in this case, I think we obviously have here a unique and special circumstance. And the ACO would have to, make a recommendation. We'd get
Mr. Hudson had some great suggestions. I think we need to put those in place.
Keep your dog.
Thank you.
He's your dog. Go forth and worry no more.
I appreciate your honesty. I really appreciate you coming forth with not just a solution, but also language that we can look at.
Exactly.
Absolutely. When we spent the 2 years that we spent redoing our animal control ordinances currently, I was okay with staying with 3, but I also voiced my concern at that time for special situations. Or in your case, you already have 3 pets and then you have a foster. Like, there's kind of a gray area there, right? So I think this is a great opportunity for us to re-examine. I think that all of our ordinances are kind of a living document and that they should adapt to the way that our communities change. So I think this is a great opportunity for that. So thank you.
And the one other thing is, we can have 3 200-pound dogs, or I have 1 70-pound dog. I got a 5-pound Yorkie.
We don't have any poundage requirements.
She's practically a cat.
Yeah.
I think it'd be an interesting thing. I think we could be a trendsetter that other communities might follow and help save up more animals.
Well, you and I have had a few discussions over this, and I think we've come. You made a few suggestions to me, and I said, "Hey, bring it up. Let's talk about it."
Go home and hug your dog.
I appreciate you guys.
They're staying.
Yes.
Thank you, Shane.
Yeah, we appreciate all your work at the shelter, too. It's been such a resource for our community. Thank you.
All right. Any other public discussion?
I like this crowd.
I think we need to have that recommendation for the amendment.
We'll get it to you when we can get it done. We gotta look at it.
So positive.
All right, I'm going to close public discussion. Takes us to consent agenda 1 through 6. Council will be pleasure.
Move approval of the consent agenda items 1 through 6.
Support.
Any discussion? Dissension? Hearing none. Anyone from Rusty Nuts Garage? Detroit Apparel Wholesale. And that's be it. No, seeing no one. Takes us to the administrative reports. Orders to amend the Hazel Park Municipal Code Title V Business License and Regulations by amending Chapter 5.04 Commercial Marijuana Facilities, second reading. Council, we already read it once, been changed again. What do you like?
The administration's recommending approval on second reading.
Wait,
Let's not all jump in.
Luke wants to read all of this.
You don't have to read the whole thing.
No.
Hope not.
I will move approval of the amending the ordinance for the marijuana municipal code, chapter 5.04.
Support.
Any more discussion, dissension? Hearing none, motion passes. Item 2, ordinance to prohibit and release of balloons into the atmosphere with the city limits and to provide penalties for violation thereof by amending Title 8 Health and Safety and add Chapter 8.54 Balloon Release Prohibition. Section 8.54010, Purpose Section 8.54.020, Definition Section 8.54.030, Prohibit Section 8.54.040, Exceptions and Section 8.54.050, Enforcement Penalties and second reading. I'm not going to repeat it again. Do we have a motion on that one?
Move to approve ordinance to prohibit the release of balloons into the atmosphere.
Second.
All right.
Administration recommends approval.
Any dissension, discussion anymore?
Just a slight discussion.
Okay.
In
Sorry about
recognition of Earth Day this month, it is a fabulous time for us to pass this ordinance. And Andrea, would you like to reiterate that?
Yes, actually, this was timed for Earth Day. I wanted to pass it in the month of April to coincide with Earth Day being at the end of the month. And I'm very happy that my fellow council members and city staff have supported me in this ordinance and getting it passed and written. And I'm happy that thank you guys.
We're the first city.
We're the first city that does a citywide as well.
Others are now asking for ordinance, so.
Yes. So we are leading the city in Michigan in passing these ordinances. There are other cities that have partial ordinances for city property and such. And then there's states outside of Michigan as well. But I'm happy to be the first city as a whole to pass this. And then hopefully we can make a motion and make a movement here in Michigan to get it done, being the Great Lakes state that we are.
Thank you. Thank you. Resolution number 04-006-26 is a resolution to designate and establish the North John R. Social District and Commons area. Mr. Klobuchar?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Planner James Finkley worked primarily on this particular document. He's here if you have any questions. But in discussions with Councilman Andy LaCuro today, he had an idea. I have not had a chance to run it past the attorneys or Mr. Finkley, but the administration recommends passing this particular item, but we may want to add another district to that. James, if you're floating around, can you come up, please?
Yeah, I was thinking that since this is called North John R. Social District, maybe there's a South John R. Social District. To help support those businesses down there as well.
And I have not had a chance to talk with Mr. Finkley on this issue, but when I was calling council earlier today, see if they had any questions on the agenda, Andy brought to my attention that it might be a good idea to also do a South John R. district. So is there any prohibition against having two districts in a community?
There's not, no. The idea of this was to sort of revive something that council had already endorsed previously in 2021 with this zone, because there's 4 qualified licensees in the north end. The ordinance is written in such a way that we could add a second zone. There's nothing preventing us from doing that. I kind of think it would be advisable to start with one and see how that goes, because we have a million logistical challenges on the way. But it would be my hope that assuming that this goes well, we could then add a second, South John R social district as well.
Fair enough.
So could we maybe revisit this in about 6 months and see where we're at?
We may not have the social district actually up and running in 6 months. I would kind of target perhaps a date of late summer. There's sort of a lot of things we would want to ensure that are in place, but I guess if it's going well by then, there's nothing stopping us from getting a second one up, but having the infrastructure in place from the first one would make it much easier to do that.
Certainly.
And those 4 businesses, because before Sellerman's used to be there, but are you, let's see, we got Shamrocks, Mabel Gray, Bar Gabby, and then Starting Gate?
Yeah, that's correct. And there's no obligation for them to participate. I haven't approached any of those businesses because I wanted to make sure that council approves it first before we.
That is always a wise idea, Mr. Brinkley.
Is there a color copy of this map? Because I will tell you that somebody posted it online, and it's very hard to kind of disseminate as the general public what areas are included.
Yes, I guess just so you can see from here, yes, this is sort of the color. And actually, Dusty from DPW did a lot of the design work for the map and the logo. So they both have color. I can make sure that those get to you in color.
He's zooming in on you. Can you hold it up again? Sorry, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
So all of the orange is included in that social district, just so everybody at home understands.
Yes, public alleys are included, so that's trying to denote that, and that's actually something. We worked with the city of Ferndale and our insurance company and various other people to kind of collect other good ideas from other zones.
Thank you.
So alleys were included in that.
Yeah, the graphics on this are also outstanding.
Thank you, Dusty. Again.
Thank you, Dusty.
And thank you, Tim, actually, and the police department, the fire department, City Attorney Mason. We've had a lot of people make a lot of great contributions to this as well.
Awesome. We're excited.
Thank you. Motion to approve?
Motion to approve North John R. Social District.
Second.
Any more discussion, dissension? Hearing none. Motion passes. Item 4, ordinance to add Hazel Park Municipal Code Title 5 Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 5.85 Social Districts as followed in the first reading.
Right,
Goes
this is
along
the
with it.
ordinance that goes with the resolution.
Yes.
Move approval of the companion ordinance for social districts.
Support.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion, dissension? Hearing none. Ordinance to amend the Hazel Park Municipal Code Title 8, Health and Safety, Chapter 8.5, Outdoor Storage as follows. Mr. Klobuchar.
Yeah, we actually took this particular agenda item out when we were calling you today, and it's probably on the table in my office. But we remember, so Amanda remembers.
Do you want to see my copy?
Yeah.
Does that help?
There you go.
The administration would recommend the approval of this ordinance. Mr. Finkley spearheaded this with our code department, and this is sort of a housekeeping issue to address kind of the outstanding issues of how old the ordinance has been, getting rid of a couple of loopholes that are being misused, and expanding so that it's a little more plainly read, the definitions of junk and outdoor storage, and giving more clear-cut examples, although they can be used in different ways. It's making it a little more clear, so the residents on the face reading the ordinance can know specifically you can't put tarps on fences, you can't do certain things that were being done.
Okay. That's good. Council?
Move approval of ordinance to amend Hazel Park Municipal Code Title 8, Health and Safety, Chapter 8.5, Outdoor Storage.
Support.
Any more discussion, dissension? Motion passes. Boards and commissions?
Oh, we have,
There's a
there's a,
admin 6.
Yeah, we've added, it's in the revised agenda.
I missed it.
Ordinance to add Hazel Park Municipal Code,
it's on the new agenda.
unmanned aircraft, first reading, we have it.
Yeah, Chapter 8.06.
It's in your pile.
It's on your folder.
It's on
On your gray
Oh.
folder.
I didn't see it. Sorry. Looked the same as the one.
You switched them.
All right, there we go.
That one's mine.
Get there.
That one's mine.
All right, item 6, ordinance to add Hazel Park Municipal Code Title 8, Health and Safety, Chapter 8.06, unmanned aircraft reading. Remember reading this.
I move approval of the ordinance to add Hazel Park Municipal Code Title 8, Health and Safety, Chapter 8.06, unmanned aircraft.
Support.
Do you have any comments from the administration?
worked on it?
The city would recommend the approval of this ordinance. Councilperson Londo worked very diligently on this, as did the chief of police, and we would recommend approval.
Your Honor, if I may. So, for your edification, what this ordinance effectively does is it levels the playing field for all drone operators, whether you're a hobbyist, a photographer, a large commercial entity. It kind of sets expectations and governs conduct in the way that establishes really high standards for everybody that's operating a drone. Thank you to council for your patience. The landscape is changing on this so quickly that a lot of what's included in this ordinance is younger than my daughter. City staff like Amanda Mason for their diligence and collaboration on this, local stakeholders for their expertise, and then, of course, public safety and Chief Hamill for their critical input. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be dealing with this issue the most. What we can do as a body is really limited, given how much of this has to deal with the FAA as they control the airspace. If you're a drone operator with an FAA license, this ordinance just makes it clear what we expect from you if anything happens or if there's exigent circumstances. If you don't have an FAA license or are unsure of what the FAA regulations entail, then this ordinance requires you to resolve at least one of those issues because ultimately at the end of the day, we need to protect our residents and make sure that our skies aren't polluted with drones controlled by unskilled operators in a dense urban environment.
Thank you.
And again, many things with drones are regulated by the Federal Aviation Administration. So our ordinance is copying some of those regulations here. Again, for the record, one more time, the FAA has primary and virtually exclusive jurisdiction of the air. We have some things that we can regulate with respect to takeoffs and landings, and we have mirrored some of the FAA regulations in our ordinance to give us another enforcement option. So I will thank Luke Londo for his extensive work on this, as well as Amanda Mason, the police department, everybody who weighed in. And as Councilman Londo indicated, this is an ever-changing landscape with respect to drones. And we're only going to see more drone delivery from more providers. And the sooner we get on record and the sooner that we are part of this dialogue, the better chance we have to have meaningful participation with the Federal Aviation Administration and to make sure that the drone deliveries that occur in the city of Hazel Park are safe for everyone.
City Planner James Finkley also weighed in on this.
Yes, thank you, James.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, thanks.
Any more comments? Motion's passed. Thank you. It moves us down to the boards and commissions, finally. Andrea Dash, no?
Yeah, the Hazel Park Arts Council has been seeking new members. So we have two that we would like to put up that we recommend for approval. That would be Andrea DeShano and Sarah Springer.
Okay. And I think they'll be just fine additions. Thank you and welcome to the Hazel Park Arts Council. It takes us to old business. Anyone have anything they want to talk about from last month? No, new business? Anyone have any new business they want to bring up for possibilities for next month?
Would love, kind of as we've done in previous years, just briefly discussing logistics and security for the large festival. I assume that the site plan and everything is going to mirror past years, but just would kind of love like a high view or high level overview next meeting.
We pride ourselves on having, and we'll go over the rules and everything else as we do every year. We have the model security plan. I hate to say that because, we've been fortunate that it's worked out very well for the past several years. This is the last year of our contract with this particular carnival provider. So again, this will be something that we need to, I think, take a look at and decide how we want to go in the future and whatnot. We do have an extraordinarily good security plan that people call us for across the state and even sometimes even out of the state. But it is labor intensive and it is costly. So again, we're going to have to think about what we want to do. Many other communities in the area have chosen to cancel their festivals. We have not had problems because we are extremely well policed and we have a very tight security plan. But again, it's going to be a up to you guys and the community as to what level of investment you want to make in this festival in the future.
Well, for edification, it hasn't cost us anything in the past few years. We've done quite well with making a little money on this, actually.
Well, when you factor in everything, this used to be, something that would generate between $20,000 and $40,000 of additional revenue every year for our recreation department. Now we're at break even.
Yeah, because we have to add so many cops to the area.
We have to, and again, we're thankful for our reserves who put in a ton of time that they volunteer for, but there simply are not enough of them, and we need, full-time officers there as well.
It's also a great social event and gets people out of the house, and people like a spring event for everyone to get together. So, what kind of price you put on that?
I policed the first one back in 1988.
I know.
Yeah,
Me too.
That's right. Children. So, thanks.
I had my first kid in '88 too. So.
Well, there you go. So you were an adult.
So, anyways, we'll talk about that stuff if we.
No, like I said, I'm not opposed to doing it. I just think we need to have our eyes wide open, and we need to look at all the alternatives and think about what we want to do in the future, because there are, like I said, it's not as profitable as it used to be, but it is a great community event, and our police department does do an extraordinarily good job, and
it's nice to see a lot of families with the security that we have. They come out and with their small children, they're able to participate in the events, and that makes it nice.
Yep.
We do have our issues sometimes in the evening with some of the teenagers, but we're nothing near what some cities have. It's been very nice.
Well, I think the lack of issues the last year is due exclusively to the amount of work that our police department and our city administration has put into creating a safe plan.
Exactly.
And I agree with Ed that I think it's something that we need to look at going forward, and the cost, net benefit, and the community participation and how they feel about the increased cost every year, because that's a factor as well, the affordability, the accessibility for people in our community. So I'm really proud of how our city has been able to continue fairs when I've seen other fairs just dropping off flies, right? Just year after year after year. And I think that times are changing too. So, potentially being our last year of our contract, it's something that we get the opportunity to really take a good look at and get feedback from the community on.
And again, I would echo what Alyssa said. I'm super proud of our police department. I am proud of my security plan. Okay? But again, we just need to look at, maybe we make some changes, maybe we keep the event, but we do things a little bit differently. I think now that the contract's expired, we take a look at a lot of things. We have a new recreation director over there that's just doing, killing it. And she's doing a great job over there. So, we just be open, before we sign something else. So, all I'm saying, not saying get rid of it. I do think it's important to have community events. This event has been part of my life since it started in 1988. Prior to 1988, there was a parade. And, there used to be a picnic in Green Acres Park after the parade, and pretty much everybody was done by about 6 o'clock on Monday, and that was it. That was the event.
Right.
There were fireworks.
It used to be.
The first few years of that event, there were fireworks, and there was also live entertainment.
Right.
This year, we're going to go back to live entertainment in a limited way. We're having amateur wrestling at the recreation department for a couple nights during the festival, and those exhibition matches have been huge over at the rec center. So they've been very well attended. So we're offering, like I said, we're experimenting. We're looking, at ways to bring more people in, and it's well attended. I mean, we overflow parking every summer. So
I'm glad I can walk.
That's right. You got the best spot. You got the best place. And it is a great time.
Okay. Communications from the department heads. Anyone in the audience? Any department heads want to come up?
I already know Tim's coming up.
Good evening. I forgot to mention at Civic Announcements on Saturday the 25th, we'll be having our annual Earth Day event over at the DPW yard. So come on out, bring out your documents if you want to borrow the shredder that we'll have on hand, old paint cans, cleaning supplies, that kind of thing, scrap metal, all kinds of things. So the flyers are everywhere. And next week from 10 to 2 on Saturday the 25th. If the weather is poor, then we just push the event into the garage. So it'll still continue, but it just, if you drove by, you won't see us if it's raining. But we will be there for that day. A couple other items going on. Consumers Energy has got a real big project currently in town. It's from DeQuinder to John R., from 9 Mile to 10 Mile. They're replacing all of their gas mains throughout. Anybody that's driven the area has probably seen just a whole slew of barricades and white trucks with flashes going on. I'm going to have a reposting done tomorrow to talk about the project because it has started a while back, and people that they're just making it to the street may not remember that Consumers is coming out. But I also want to ask the residents, be patient with us. This is not our project. So if you call us, we don't really have answers for you on their schedules or their processes or who is their landscaper or concrete guy. That's all going to be on them. Their phone numbers are available. Unfortunately, usually you have to leave a message with them to call you back. So we'll get all that posted up tomorrow. And then we're in the midst of replacing lead service lines throughout the city. We're mainly working in the north end of town. And right now we have 175 sites that are signed with agreements to have the work done. And we'll be assigning a city employee to help facilitate the program. Currently, there's so much documentation and so much communication going on. We're going to miss something, and I don't want to do that to the residents. So we're going to streamline this much better. And when I have more information, I'll present it and get it pushed out to social media. So that's all I have.
Tim, what are the pink circles on my sidewalk?
Pink circles, if they're dots, then they're generally the sidewalk that the city is finding to be a hazard, and those are the ones that will be replaced in due time.
What section of the sidewalk replacement program are we in?
I'd have to look. I think we're down on the west side.
Is our final year, or we have one more year?
No, we got more to go. So, yeah.
Does it just remind of people, because we're hearing a lot of kind of talk online about consumers and their tearing up of sidewalk in conjunction with our sidewalk program. Our sidewalk program is a decade in.
Yeah.
And we're still working on it. And then Consumers did this project on their own separately without consulting the city.
Well, they consulted with us, but this area of the project, the sidewalk program, has been done for years and years.
Yeah.
So if we did hear that there was a project of another person going on that was going to be entering in an area where we would do sidewalks, we'd wait till it was done.
Yep.
For instance, there is a project down on 8 Mile, as you may have seen, out in the boulevard. It's ITC running fiber optic lines through the city. It's kind of zigzagging within our town. It runs down 8 Mile, then turns and runs into the city, and then runs back out. They've got a lot of sidewalks that they're going to be replacing there. And we've already walked the area with them. So I've seen a few residents are going to be fortunate. They're going to get a lot replacement done under ITC's bill. So we're going to keep an eye on that as we move forward.
And Council Member Sullivan, I'm glad that you brought that up because that was one of the things that I had on my notes to talk about because I saw that post as well. And I want you to know when we can and when we get the ability to communicate with consumers or DT and they're doing a project, we always hold off in that area. But I saw that post too. I know the poster. And I should respond to him. I will when I get home, indicating that, look, our section got done because he's on my street. Our section got done years ago. Mm-hmm. So we're not going to be able to coordinate. Consumers may not have even made the decision that particular set of infrastructure had to be changed out when we did our sidewalk program.
Yes.
So we always try to coordinate with utilities when we can. And we always coordinate with water because they're in-house. So you don't see us doing a water project unless you have a water main break or something like that. Then again, there's nothing we can do about that. That's an act of God. We have to do the sidewalk repair program. It has to be done. If not, it's a liability to the city of Hazel Park and a liability to the homeowners as well. So we need to do that. We cooperate every time we can with the utilities.
Yeah, we had our eyes opened, I think, the first year, maybe the second year. Consumers came in right behind us. I mean, I don't even think the cement was dry, and they were already tearing open stuff. So we made sure from that point on we waited.
That never happened again. So, yeah, that is many. I know where that poster lives, and he's on my street, and our sidewalk was done years ago. So
You
that's
guys were one of the first sections, I think, before mine.
we were before, yeah.
And mine's been quite a few years too.
So-
But I just wanted to clarify that a little bit for the residents because we can't, our city departments do their best to, try to preemptively be aware of what's happening. But if Consumers Energy comes out or a big utility comes out with a project after the fact or in the future of a program we've already started, it's harder then to kind of weave those things together. So.
And we could even have that same thing happening with the lead service line replacements. We might have to tear out a sidewalk flag to do that work as we move along. But
And we will replace it. But at the time, that sidewalk flag had to be replaced.
Thanks, Tim.
okay.
Thank you, Tim.
Tim.
Any other department heads want to come up and say anything?
I do for code.
Okay, go ahead.
Just for code, obviously it's April and we're finally maybe starting to get some warm weather, it seems. So just a reminder, we do not participate as a city and have not for at least 2 years in no mow May or any derivation thereof. So make sure that you are properly attending to your spring cleanup. If you want alternatives for a way to increase your pollinators and encourage that, we have all sorts of information available for you in the clerk's office, the water department, our department as well. We will happily come out and talk to you about pollinator gardens, about things that you can do. You can put your mower up and your dandelions will continue to persist even when you mow your lawn. It will. I mow my lawn myself, so I can very much attest to the fact that my mowing ability with my battery-operated, very ecologically friendly lawnmower does not touch the dandelions. So please, by all means, we'll work with you on that, but we do not participate in No Mow May. I don't think that we have any grass growing. This time last year, obviously, we were up, but we did do the postings, and you do have to have over 8 inches trimmed and cut from March to November. That's all.
Thank you. Any other department heads? Seeing no one, takes us to our city attorney, which you just made your comments.
Nope, I have none.
Okay. And then city manager.
Just to thank everybody for coming tonight. I say it every meeting, and I have to say it at every meeting. Michigan's system of municipal finance is fundamentally broken, and despite that fact, we have put together another budget for you all to take a look at. Lacey finished it up today. I want to thank her for all of her hard work on this. We've been very busy with all kinds of things today, and she managed to get it finished up for you. So take a look at it and contact her or me if you have any questions on it. And as we begin this process, it's always it's a tight situation here. So we're looking at doing a kind of an educational program a little bit to help educate people about how municipal finance works. If you go on social media, you get a lot of opinions, but a lot of those opinions aren't grounded in any kind of fact. So we'd like to show you how it really works, the expenses that we have, and explain to you how we balance the budget and explain to you some of the expenses that this city has that you have as taxpayers that are not your choice at all. They are commitments and obligations that you have. So, and that we as a government and you as taxpayers have to meet. So, be happy to talk about that, and we're going to try to do that so that everybody will have a little better understanding of how things work. So,
and when would you like to do this?
I have to get with Lacey. I'm not going to give you a date today.
Give us a rough idea next meeting.
Some point probably before the end of May, if we can. So, but I want to make sure that we have a chance to get it done and show you some graphics and some things like that. And from some of the things that I go over when I teach municipal finance at Saginaw Valley State University, we'll incorporate some of that. And Lacey's got some graphs, and we'll try to show everybody, look, this is balancing this budget every year in a city like Hazel Park that has such a low taxable value per capita. It's a daunting proposition every year. We get it done, and we all work together to make it happen. But everybody needs to see the real nuts and bolts of it so you understand. And many of the things that upset people are state things that we have no control over. We have no control over the interaction between Headley and Prop A. When you buy a new house and you are the new owner and your taxes double, you're upset. For us, we're upset too, because for us it's a net neutral kind of a situation, because then the Headley Amendment kicks in and you can't get more than the rate of inflation from your existing tax base, so we have to roll back everyone's taxes. So you're paying twice as much money in your taxes, and we're seeing no real benefit to the city for city services from that tax increase that you're paying. So we're going to try to explain that in a little more detail. And revenue sharing as well. I know, yeah, it's boring, but it's the stuff that you need to know to have an understanding of how this all works. That's like revenue sharing. Revenue sharing is an important component of the city's funding. It's our second highest source of revenue behind property taxes. And revenue sharing in this year's budget, it's the same as last year. With inflation, that equals a cut. So I know there are other priorities in the state, but in terms of our perspective, we're the provider for police, fire, roads, and infrastructure. We are the guardians of civilization here at this level. And for us, seeing no increase, it's a problem. So anyways, that's all I have. I want to share this information, and looking forward to explaining it so that everybody has a better understanding of how municipal finance really works.
Thank you. Councilman LaCurl.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I hope to see everybody out at the Stop, Drop, and Bowl 19th annual fundraiser for the Hazel Park Firefighters Charity Fund. It's Saturday the 18th, 11:30, Universal Lanes. They have $100 lane sponsorships and $25 a person for bowling. Congratulations to the Business and Citizen of the Month award winners. Not award winners, but recognizees. It's nice that the Hazel Park Pedals, some of the folks came out to show Dave some love. It's cool. It'd be nice to have people applauding our decisions every month.
And a very joyful meeting.
Thank you. So on that note, if you love somebody, tell them. If you have children, hug them every day and tell them you love them. And thank you for coming out and participating in the democratic process.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Londo.
Yeah, I'd like to echo Councilmember LaCuro. Thank you to the crowd. Having people clap at a meeting goes hard. It's not something we really experience a whole lot on the dais. A lot of the time it's the opposite. So thank you all. Slasher Dave, congratulations, man. I know a lot of you are fans. Everybody on the dais is fans. So congrats to you. Congrats to Java Hut. Extremely deserving. Thank you to Council for the Autism Awareness Month resolution. My son is ASD, and he is perfect, but it's really, really helpful to get resolutions like this that not only normalize it, but also teach people a little bit more about it. So shout out, Finn. I love you. Congratulations to Andrea for passing her first ordinance tonight officially on second reading. It's a big deal. Give it up. Thank you to Shane for modeling the ideal scenario for somebody coming up during public comment. I don't mind taking on the chin when people come up and say this is wrong and here's why, but to not only collaborate but to give us language is absolutely incredible. And speaking for myself, I have absolutely no problem accommodating those changes. So thank you for the way that you engaged us. Sorry about the wings. I want to talk a little bit about the do not knock ordinance. So I've been seeing some stuff in our local Facebook groups about the do not knock ordinance. You can sign up for the do not knock ordinance, which basically precludes solicitors from coming to your house. You can also get a cool little window decal from here upstairs. That isn't a magic bullet. It isn't automatically going to stop solicitors from coming to your house. The other part of that is if you have people coming to your house when you've opted into the do not knock ordinance, when you have that thing displayed, call the police emergency line, or police non-emergency line, non-emergency line. We are happy to come out. We are happy to enforce it. We're happy to revoke their solicitation license. I'm super happy to fine them. But at the end of the day, we really need you to be the ones to make that contact, because otherwise, it's not something that's going to be able to get done. And then to Tim's point about, consumers and other folks, there are active infrastructure projects going on right now. So there may be people that approach your house, but if it's somebody from consumers, if it's somebody from the city, they will have an ID, they will have like some sort of badge or something, they will readily be able to identify themselves, tell you exactly why they're bothering you at your house. If they don't, please call the city so that we can enforce that ordinance. And then lastly, this is going to be very silly, but bear with me. The Hazel Park High School senior class is participating in Water Wars. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, you are just like me a week ago. It is essentially where members of the senior class are going out and shooting each other with water guns. And then at the end, there's one person left, and there's weird rules where, like, if you're wearing floaties, you're free. It's a great way for the kids to blow off some steam. The schools wisely are not allowing that to happen on school property or at school-sanctioned events. But what that means for us and for public safety is that activity is going to be taking place in the community. So if you see kids hiding in the bushes, that's probably what they're doing. If you have people with little water guns, that's what they're doing. And sometimes these water guns, at a quick glance, might look like a weapon. So just, please be diligent. Just make sure that you're not, going out and engaging these kids with these toys. And of course, if you have any concerns or questions, you can always call the police non-emergency line. But just wanted to flag that you might see some kids running around hiding in bushes, and I promise it's okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilman Alyssa Sullivan.
All right. I want to start by thanking Luke for the diligent work on our drone ordinance. I've been speaking with a couple residents recently about that, and they were happy to hear that we were already working on it, so I really appreciate your work on that. I also wanted to, again, congratulate Andrea on her hard work on passing this history-making balloon release ordinance here in Hazel Park. If there's one thing that we are good at here in Hazel Park is making history, and I'm always happy to be part of that. And shout out to Andrea for making that history. I also wanted to thank Shane. I hadn't spoken to you previously about this, so it came as kind of a surprise to me, but I'm really grateful that you did come here, and I'm really grateful that you did all of the extra work to bring us a solution to the problem that you see. I'm happy to update our animal control ordinances. I'm looking at some other things to also introduce in the next year or two to update our animal control ordinances either a little bit more. I think one of the ways that we keep our community safest is we start at the bottom level, right? If you have safe animals in your community, you usually have safe children in your community, and then you have safe families in your community. So it travels upward. And so I think that's it's a very noble place to start. So thank you for that. I also want to congratulate again our Citizen of the Month and our Business of the Month. Thank you for all you do in our community. Thank you for being a part of our community, being an active part of our community. Remind people about Earth Day at DPW. Also, that same day is park cleanup. So if you're looking for some community service hours, if you're looking to build community, if you're looking to participate in something that actively makes our community better, you can sign up through the rec center for that or through DPW for that. There's a flyer online. Also, a tag-on reminder for our citywide garage sale, June 6th and 7th this year. Props to the ladies that organize that every year. And finally, kind of out of the realm of this, I accidentally got a free lawn cut today. So I want to give a shout out to Cut Kings, They're a local business that accidentally cut my grass today for me. I woke up to it and I was like, what is happening out there? I do my own yard work. And I called and they were like, oh, it's a new guy. He was at the wrong house. And I was like, well, thanks for the free cut. And they're like, no problem. How was it? It was great. So if you're looking for lawn service, props to cut.
They do
cans.
our lawn too. They've been doing it for like
Great guerrilla marketing. On
Listen, props. That's maybe it
We're
was
going to be in front of
intentional.
all our yards next.
He already does my lawn, so
Maybe it was intentional, maybe it wasn't. It feels like Nutella in the spaceship, right? Also, I want to say, I think that we all, as a nation and as a planet, experienced such incredible joy watching Artemis 2 this past week and over the past 10 days. And I cannot express to you how desperately I feel that we all needed to see that hope. Some of us are still traumatized from watching the Challenger launch live as children. Some of you that aren't old enough to remember that, bless you, because that is a traumatic thing that happened to an entire generation of people in our country. And it was really just like seeing the happiness and the renewed interest in space, and that the renewed interest in just community. And as Christine Koch said, we're all crew. Earth is crew. I cannot express that enough. Like, we are all more similar than we are different, and keeping that in mind as we move forward, as we move to summer and into spring and into the years going forward, just keep that in mind. We're all part of the same crew. We're all here together. We all should be working better to be better to each other. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Washington.
Hi. Thank you, everyone that came out tonight. Thank you to Catherine and Margaret for, again, sponsoring and hosting the garage sale, because it's a lot of work, and gathering the community and getting everyone on the same page for a project like that is quite the feat. So thank you so much. Thank you, Shane. This is work well received. So appreciate that a lot. Tim, thank you to DPW for my clean street. My road didn't flood with all the rain. Also, just tips for the recycling day. I use a dishwasher capsule bucket, and I collect my batteries all year long in that. And then at the end of the year or on recycling day, I would bring my dishwasher bucket and I recycle them. And then I start again for the next year with a new dishwasher bucket. So that's my little tip and trick for recycling batteries, because you're not supposed to put them in the trash can. Happy Earth Day early. And I'm not going to be here next month, so happy Mother's Day early to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you for everyone coming out this evening, and I'd like to say congratulations, Dave, and all your efforts in our community is well deserving. And I'd like to thank the group that came out to support Dave, because you made us very, very entertaining tonight, and thank you for clapping. It was a very
happiest
noticeable
city council meeting ever.
And I'd like to say thank you again. Congratulations. Thanks to Shane. I'd like to thank you for your suggestions. It's not very often we get people to come up and give us suggestions for the corrections in which we may intend to be done for the future. And that's why I say we always try to think ahead and find some way of looking at things, a different approach. And I think we've all got our different attributes of doing that way. And we get a lot of that from our constituents, too, to give us suggestions to do things a different way as well. And again, congratulations to Java Hut and their efforts, and hope everything goes successful for you, sir. And thank you for coming out. And if there's nothing else, one more thing. Tim, I forgot to ask you when you're up here. Concrete recycling has always been in May. Are we still doing the pickups in May for concrete? So what is it? First 2 weeks of May. If you have any concrete in your premises that you want to get rid of, put them on the curb.
Yep. And yard pickup is also active now.
Yes. Yeah. Yard pickup has been active. And of course, we have the tree trimming branches and stuff coming through all the time. And if you can, please keep the garbage cans on the approaches, not in the street, because we cannot clean the streets if the garbage cans are still in the street, and we were telling the garbage company to put the cans back where they got them from.
Thank you.
We've been telling them. It's not that they all listen, but
Yeah,
we've been
every
telling them.
once in a while, they get a substitute truck.
They get a new
from
guy.
different community, and we have to yell at them, put the cans
Right.
on the other side of the curb, not the street.
But again, thank you for everything, for coming out and giving us suggestions. It's been a very, very pleasurable meeting to get those, and it feels really nice to hear, again, suggestions how to fix things rather than just complain about things. Thank you. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Support. Yay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Seriously, this was like the most joyful.